Guys, this is Dr. Nida with Keys of Health. Hope you're doing well and staying safe out there. This video is very personal to me. I suffered from it for years and now I have been free from it for years. The suffering was so unnecessary and so easily avoidable and treatable. I'm talking about chronic inflammation. Hear me out before dismissing me. Even if you think you don't have inflammation, just bear with me and listen to this short video. If you incorporate some of these very simple suggestions, you will still notice a very positive difference in your health. Inflammation is your body's way of fighting against things that harm it, such as infections, injuries, and toxins, in an attempt to heal itself. When something damages your cells, your body releases chemicals that trigger a response from your immune system. The whole process usually lasts from anywhere between a few hours to a few days in the case of acute inflammation. Just like when you get a paper cut or you fall down hard, this kind of inflammation is good. It's important, it's part of the healing process. The trouble is when inflammation lingers, leaving your body in a constant state of alert. It's called chronic inflammation. That's the kind of inflammation that's problematic. When you have chronic inflammation, your body's inflammatory response can eventually start damaging healthy cells, tissues, and organs. Over time, this can lead to DNA damage, tissue death, and internal scarring. All of these are linked to the development of several diseases, including cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, heart diseases, type 2 diabetes, obesity, asthma, and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Not to mention joint pains, headaches, unexplained rashes, and hives. Chronic inflammation can be a real problem. Several things can cause chronic inflammation. Topping the list is poor diet. Diet that is rich in refined carbs, wheat, red meat, processed foods, sugar, dairy, and lacks raw fruits and vegetables. Guys, this is so important. Please be mindful of what you put in your body. Many people get confused about where this inflammation came from. It is not an overnight thing. It's a very subtle buildup, but you realize it only when it really begins to hurt and is out of hand. But if you take care of your food intake, and I'm not telling you to give up this or that, I'm telling you to find a balance. You need to have enough raw foods in your diet. Just start from that. At the end of this video, I'm going to share a few foods and drinks with you. If you make them a part of your life and you avoid junk and processed foods, especially processed meats, I promise you this, you can get rid of inflammation from your body in a matter of weeks. All those aches and pains and headaches and rashes will be a thing of the past. This is my standard first step with most of my clients, and it works every single time. Now, food is the big one when it comes to things that cause inflammation. There are other reasons as well. Other reasons include untreated causes of acute inflammation, such as previous infections or injuries, autoimmune disorders, long-term exposure to irritants like industrial chemicals, fumes, and polluted air. Other than that, chronic stress, smoking, obesity, alcohol, drugs, these are some other common causes of inflammation in the body. It is entirely possible to remove chronic inflammation from your body, and the process is not even all that hard. It is easier than you might think. There are things you need to stop doing, and then there are things you need to start doing. We have to start with food because you are what you eat. There are many foods that have anti-inflammatory properties. These include foods that are high in antioxidants and polyphenols. The most common and easily accessible of these foods include olive oil, and I'm talking about extra virgin olive oil, leafy greens such as kale, mustard greens, arugula, spinach, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, vegetables like tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, and cucumber, fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel, nuts, fruits, especially cherries, blueberries, pineapple, lemon, and oranges. Now, lemon and lemon water, I want you to keep that in mind. It's extremely beneficial if you have inflammation. If you notice, most of these foods are a regular part of Mediterranean diet. So if you follow Mediterranean diet, it will help reduce inflammation in your body. On top of that, there are certain powders which I will highly recommend. You can take them in water or add them to your juices or smoothies. These will help alkalize your body and reduce inflammation. Wheatgrass powder, chlorella, alfalfa, and barley grass are amazing. You can take either one or take two and mix them together in a drink, but have these. I'm not telling you to buy all four. Start with one or two, but please incorporate some of these in your diet. They're loaded with micronutrients and can really help reduce inflammation in the body. Other than that, make sure you have 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice mixed with extra virgin olive oil in the morning. That also makes such a difference. Now, of course, there are things that you should avoid. I mentioned the common causes of inflammation. Avoid those. Reduce your stress levels. You have to reduce your stress levels. Drink at least 8 to 10 cups of water daily. You do not know how much havoc dehydration can wreak on your body. Work out, even if it is simple walking. Be active. It might be hard, especially if you're suffering from chronic inflammation, to walk, but walk at your pace. You don't need to do brisk walking when you first start off, but if you continue, each day it will get a little bit easier. Between diet adjustment, water intake, and regular movement, you will overcome the chronic inflammation before you know it. I'm going to mention the foods you should stay away from just because they can cause inflammation in most people. Like I mentioned earlier, refined carbs such as white bread, cakes, pastries, white pasta, things like that. Fried foods such as French fries, and especially if it's takeouts. Red meat, stay away from red meat as much as possible and try to replace red meat with fatty fish instead. Processed meat, stay away from it. Processed meat include things like hot dogs, sausages, cold cuts, things like that. Now, here is my real gift to you. There will be times you will give in to your cravings and have something you shouldn't. At that time, take an antidote. Before you have the forbidden meal, have a bowl of green salad. Add arugula, spinach, kale, and cucumbers. Add fresh lemon juice and olive oil as dressing. You got your anti-inflammatories in there. After the meal, about 20 minutes after the meal, take a cup of ginger tea with some more lemon juice. If lemon doesn't work for you, then take one of the other anti-inflammatory foods that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Be creative. Take charge of your health. Take your keys of health back in your own hands. These adjustments need discipline, but it can save you a lot of unnecessary pain and from a lot of unnecessary medications. You will be amazed at the difference you will feel in just a couple of weeks. Before you know it, a lot of skin-related issues, aches, pains, fatigue, brain fog, headaches, they'll be gone. Try it and let me know in the comment section below how you feel. I would love to hear from you. Don't let inflammation beat you. You beat it. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you shortly with another video. Until then, take care. Goodbye.